Zulu is an odd beast of a film, the fact that it exists and that it's a really good film. Though it's hard to call Zulu a war film. There's no bombastic music or heroic displays of courage unlike, say, Saving Private Ryan or Flags to Our Fathers. Instead, it's about the grit and intensity of surviving through all odds. The story directly follows the true Battle of Rorke's Drift that occurred shortly after the spectacular failure of Iswallendal, where the British lost its greatest amount of troops till the Somme of World War I. The contrast between the two battles is perhaps the reason they're still remembered and referenced to this day. Iswallendal showed that a more technologically advanced army can be annihilated if they undermine their enemy. Rorke's Drift showed that a heavily outnumbered force can survive thanks to good leadership and discipline. The small group of soldiers stationed at Rorke's Drift are under the command of Lieutenant John Chard, played by Stanley Baker, and his less than third officer, Gonville Bromhead, played by a very young tax evasionist Michael Caine in his first major film role, that follow a simple but near impossible task: hold out against a 4,000 strong Zulu force. It's a life or death situation. Either they hold their ground and wait for reinforcements or face total destruction. Unlike a Hollywood movie, the soldiers here aren't portrayed as tough, grilled, patriotic warriors. Instead, they begin as bored, cocky, and disinterested. But as soon as the battle really commences and the bullets start flying and they realize that they're probably going to die in some station in the middle of Africa, thousands of miles away from home, that attitude quickly reflects such a dire situation. The snobbishness of Lieutenant Gonville is replaced by determination to work with his comrades to survive this battle. Even then, the clean-cut uniformed soldiers from earlier are replaced by exhausted looks and dirtied faces. The scenes are played realistically and seriously. There's no crappy jokes or forced humour. Soldiers don't spray their single-shot guns. Instead, they follow orders and commands, the few things giving them any morale. In my opinion, the Zulus are portrayed very well. Instead of making them messy savages with no order, they are instead shown as an extremely brave, well-disciplined and mobile force. It's very engaging watching the tactics between both sides. The Zulus' usage of chanting as a psychological weapon is scarily good as it is effective. The British themselves resort to using their buildings and equipment as traps when things get desperate. Though a bit dated in some techniques used, there are still some stunning shots and very impressive choreography that holds it up. It's always impressive seeing lots of people do a lot of things in time. Though for better or for worse, there's a fair bit of historical exaggeration and a few incorrections. The ending in the movie never happened, though it is a fantastic climax. Supporting characters like the personalities of the pacifist priest and the insubordinate private were completely made up. In reality, they were totally different. But what would you prefer, a good historical reenactment or a good war film? There are all these small but awesome factors and parallels to the creation of the film in the real-life battle. Most of the Zulus in the movie are played by real Zulus. Seriously. At the beginning, you see the king ordering around his forces to march off to battle. What's amazing is that the actor that's playing him is the real-life descendant of Prince, Mangosuthu. Pretty cool, huh? I'm not sure I would even call Zulu a war film. It's about some soldiers surviving a near-hopeless situation against all odds. To me, it manages to avoid being a patriotic tosh and exploitative of a fairly grand setting, and comes out not just as a great film, but also as a great British one. Should you watch Zulu? I'd give a confident yes.